Hello, everybody. I'm Shyla from UpLift. Thank you, everybody, for joining. So I'm really impressed with the turnout today, and hopefully there'll be some more people joining us a bit later on. So as you are aware, we're really excited about our new IDO that's going to be launching, and that is called NFT4PLAY. So we're going to be learning a bit more about that, and we'll go over the dates and the figures, etc., a bit later on. So stay tuned for that. So today we've got joining us Avron, and Alex, who's project leads, as we're all aware who Alex is. So starting with so Avron is from the NFT4Play team, and you will be able to ask him questions a bit later on in the AMA. So let's start with introductions. Could you tell us a bit about your background and about the team that you're working with on NFT4Play?
So, firstly, Shida, thank you for inviting me to come and talk to your community, and it's just a wonderful opportunity, and happy to answer any questions that people may have. And to right off the bat, my background after a brief stint in management consulting, got very involved in the iGaming industry and spent a good 20 years there. Really heading up one of the divisions reporting into the founder of microgaming. So a lot of iGaming experience, and then more recently, in the past few years, I've been involved in a number of crypto projects from NFT art to DeFi to now NFT4Play, which is something that I'm truly passionate about. And when I came up with the idea of NFT4Play, I thought firstly it was the perfect marriage between NFTs and the utility that NFTs could provide together with an iGaming platform. So the first thing I really wanted to do was assemble the right team, and went out and reached out to Mark Lee, one of my co-founders that I've worked with before in microgaming, who used to be head of development for casino for microgaming, and certainly knows his stuff. And Mark and I spoke about the ability to work together again, and this time as co-founders, and really set up NFT4Play. So Mark's come along with also Mark de Villiers, who's the CTO, and the two Marks own a gaming development company called Fluidity that we use for development. And between the three of us, I think we've probably got more decades of iGaming development experience than we care to sometimes think about. The other part of the core team is a team that will really come to the fore in Q2 of this year, when we start folding in the esports part of the platform, because Kirsty, Paul, and Yukiko, what their real skill is the ability to hook into the esports product line, and community, and market, and know how to form like tournaments around that. So ultimately we have in the core team everything that we need to deliver this, and deliver this very successfully. And then of course we beef that up with advisors who we've brought on board to help in other various areas, from whether it be tokenomics to or affiliate marketing or networking or whatever it may be. So very capable, experienced team, and all very excited and working hard to bring this product out.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. So how did the vision for NFT4Play come about?
So really, where it came about from was when I first got involved in blockchain. My first role was to work for a company called Tokenize, which was a security token stock exchange. And that was about 4 years ago, when NFTs were starting to come to the fore, and we were all scratching our heads and thinking about what should we use NFTs for. And of course, in a stock exchange, it was to tokenize artwork, or tokenize property, or tokenize boats, or whatever it may be, which to me was interesting but not terribly exciting. And as I got more and more involved in token projects, whether it was through 22, where we look at NFT art, or the Pigeon Flight Club, which was a metaverse, I really got excited about the idea of merging iGaming with NFTs, and saying if we could bring together something like baseball trading cards with poker on a platform, and do something where we can have true player versus player gaming with interesting games, and on top of it have player versus player betting to really take it to the next level. And rather than having NFTs sold at extremely high prices, where you need $1,000 to have the right NFT to really engage in the game properly. We brought the cost of the NFTs right down, and said we'd rather have a volume business where we had, hopefully tens of thousands of engaged gamers, rather than just 1,000 people that could afford the $5,000 to play the game. And that's how the whole thing came about. And really, of course, using what we know best, which is our iGaming background, which is all about content delivery, gaming delivery, and really having secure platforms for people to engage in those gaming platforms.
Amazing. So it sounds like, to be honest, it sounds like from your background in the iGaming part of things, and where crypto is at the moment with all of these NFT projects, it sounds like it was a natural progression for you to come up with NFT4PLAY. So what you'll notice is I'm saying NFT4PLAY and you say NFT4PLAY. And I'm wondering if that was a deliberate double entendre with the name, if it's like a little marketing ploy there. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? I can hear you typing, so I think your mic will be working if you talk.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello?
I'm going to try and move you to the audience and then move you back again and see if that works. Sorry about this. Hello, can you hear?
Hi. Can you hear me now?
We could hear you earlier as well, actually. Yeah, we could. Yeah. So yeah, my question was the name NFT for play. Was it a deliberate double entendre?
It's quite funny. We really struggled with names, and one of the teams suggested it, and it was one of six, and half of the team said, oh, there's a double entendre here, that this is going to put people off. The other half said, we think it's great. It's NFTs foreplay, and then we weren't really thinking about it, but you know what? It might turn heads. And ultimately, why it became the name was, of the six names that we actually chose, it was the only one that we could actually get the domain for. So
Okay.
we love it. We kind of think it's funny. We it wasn't missed. We didn't miss the double entendre when we had it, and now it is, and it's there and it's real, and it's for playing around, I guess. And there's
Yeah,
another
well,
one.
I definitely did notice it. So it did raise my eyebrows, I can assure you. So yeah, it's definitely going to work in your favor. I think so. So if you were to describe NFT foreplay, I'm going to call it. If you were to describe NFT foreplay in a I want to say short speech, but in an elevator pitch, how would you describe it if you had 30 seconds?
So at its core, NFT4PLAY is a play to earn gaming platform which enables players to engage in player versus player tournaments and competitions and betting against each other through a variety of games, whether it be sport, fantasy football, esports, or other games that we're going to bring onto the platform.
Brilliant. Very good little pitch there. Thank you for that. So what does NFT foreplay do different to other platforms out there, and how are you going to stand out? So how do you set yourselves apart from the rest of the hundreds of NFT projects that are coming up every day?
Well, there were a number of things that that I set out to do differently, as I alluded to before. One is we wanted a very low barrier to entry. We didn't want people to have to spend a 500, 1,000, or even $100 to engage in the platform and get going. And so the first thing that we've done is that we've said our gaming cards are cheap to start. The cards range in price as they go from green to silver to gold to VIP and then to legendary, from $5 at green to $500 at legendary. But what we've also made sure in the balance of the games, even someone with green cards can collect a team which can beat legendary cards. So that's the first thing. I mean, of course, the higher up you go in levels, the more chance you have of having a stronger card. But that doesn't mean to say that it's guaranteed, nor that you have a guaranteed win in the game. So we wanted to make sure that it would be fair. The other thing is that we're not really focusing in on creating one massive killer epic game. What we're actually doing is trying to have as much content on the platform as possible, where the games are fun and engaging, and it's easy to get involved. It's relatively cheap. I mean, for membership, there's a $25 refundable deposit to be a member. That starts getting you cards for free. You can start playing games, and if you like it, you can engage more, and if you don't, you won't. The other thing as well is that we're not shying away from the fact that this will be a iGaming platform. Therefore, we will get a gaming license in Curacao, and we will legally allow betting on the platform. So, this is something we've all swum in as senior executives in the team. We all come from the iCasino industry. We all understand what it means to be regulated and how to do things legally. And so we also, I think, standing out a little bit there. We're not trying to pretend we're something that we're not, and we are what we are, and we're doing it legally, and off we go.
Yeah, I guess that's really valuable because, like you said, in the background that you've had that experience. You know how to navigate all of the bureaucracy and the red tape and everything else that they might be for gaming. So that's really valuable. Sounds good. So what you're saying is that you're creating something that will have less barriers to entry in terms of, like, at the moment for games like Axie Infinity, they're great, but it can be difficult for a new player to engage in something like that because of the costs involved to just access the right things that you need, the NFTs, etc., that you need to get involved. So you're going to overcome that by making it a lot more accessible and cheaper to play. And I think the thing that it's tempting me as well, because you're saying that you'd have this voucher to sort of enter and play and have a go, so you're not sort of risking a lot to enter. So with this, when you say that you would give a voucher, I don't know how much you've thought this through, but what if I was to join today your platform and I had this voucher, what would that give me access to? What could I say, afford to access with that voucher?
Okay, so to go through that very, very simply and quickly, in order to play on our platform, you have to be a member.
Okay.
A member requires a minimum, but for $25, that's fine, a minimum $25 deposit into the membership pool.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't want to be a member anymore, you withdraw your $25. That's it. But for that membership, what you get is on a weekly basis, we drop a medal at your membership level. And that medal allows you to mint an NFT trading card for free. What we also are going to give on a weekly basis is we're going to give people a few Foreplay tokens, which you can use to play the game. So somebody who becomes a member, in effect, for that $25 deposit, will be able to build up cards for free and get tokens to play for free. It's if they want to play more, they'll have to get more tokens, but to actually engage the game and trial the game and start playing with the game, that's what you need.
That's brilliant.
And anyway, so as I said, we're really trying to make it easy for people to get involved.
Yeah, and it definitely sounds like it is. So it sounds really tempting, and something that everybody can try, regardless of, how long you've been in this space. It's something that you can just have a go. And from the sounds of it, you've got a range of games that people can get involved in. So it's not just like the one game, like it or leave it. You've got a range. So if you don't like something, you try something else. So it sounds really tempting. I'm sure a lot of our community will want to give it as well. So the other thing I wanted to ask is, obviously NFTs and games at the moment have a lot in common. They go hand in hand. So it does make sense to see the two, being used within one platform, games and NFTs. But how do you see the future of this space continuing? What do you see the future of NFT and gaming sort of evolving into?
See, I think this is one of the massive use cases of NFTs, because what it does become is it becomes a use for an in-game item that cannot be replicated, is undisputably yours, and can be traded in another environment. So I think it's NFTs with gaming, it's just a marriage made in heaven. And where I really see it going is in the in the metaverse world. I see some strong metaverse games coming to the fore, and it's going to be very interesting to see which ones of them actually get there. I'm not going to mention names, because I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think on the one hand, you've got people that are pushing out NFTs at high prices with high promises of huge returns without explaining how they're going to sustain those returns. And on the other hand, you've got games which are, they are creating their NFTs. They're reasonably priced. They're not promising unrealistic, unsustainable returns, and they're producing, I think, content that looks good, feels good. The game environment is interesting, and the more that they make, I think the more they'll put into that game environment, and I think it's going to become truly interesting. I just can't wait, to see how that plays out in true metaverse environments, where people can truly immerse themselves in this gaming experience. And we speaking to metaverse environments as well. And I think it's just going to be really interesting and really big. And more interestingly, I think it creates the crossover between the crypto market and the non-crypto market, because I think the gaming market is huge, and then here's a use case in the crypto world which isn't predicated upon the value of Bitcoin or ETH, or how people feel about a particular cryptocurrency at a particular time. This is now really just about product and something that people want to engage with.
Absolutely agree with that. So yeah, the value of NFTs are completely independent to the rest of the market and things, and we can see that right now with the price of NFTs continuing to soar, despite the crash at the moment, or the lull, I want to call it. The other thing I wanted to pick up on is that you mentioned that you are speaking to metaverses. And I think that's great. That's something that you could have like you could plug your platform into different metaverses, so people go and use it within the metaverse and have access to all of these games. Is that something that are you looking to like create your own sort of metaverse reality for NFT4Play in the future, or are you just looking to sort of leverage ones that are already out there?
I actually prefer to leverage ones that are out there. I'm a little bit old-fashioned in one respect, which is, stick to your knitting, as I always like saying. What we understand and understand best is game design and game development. There are more than enough metaverses out there. We don't really want to compete for metaverse real estate in terms of being the metaverse. I think there are people that are putting time, money, and effort and development teams into that, and it's easier just rather to step in to a existing metaverse with a strong partnership and actually then engage with them and bring our product to them. That actually creates a win-win because we bring the gaming world to that metaverse, and that metaverse will have their own followers that will then be enticed into our gaming world. And I think that is the way I like building businesses, which is really do what you do best and partner with the rest.
Yeah, that sounds like a good business operation plan there. So you could potentially partner with a few metaverses and offer the same sort of service within different metaverses. Talking about compatibility, what chain are you looking to build on a particular blockchain, or will there be that sort of functionality directly on the platform only when you're sort of onboarding into the platform, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, so what we've done is we've actually started on BSC, and it ticked for us. It ticked a number of boxes, and the first obvious one was gas fees are acceptable. This is the second one was we needed something where there was a huge base on the chain, and BSC does have that. And the third one was we needed a high uptime, high volume environment as well, because what we are going to have is multiple games and which are short, people playing against each other constantly with 10-second turnarounds rather than 10-minute turnarounds. So we found that ticked all the boxes. That's where we're going to start. Where we go to in future, we will work our way out from there. But I think we're really very much saying that for the foreseeable future, for the next 6 months to a year at least, we'll be on BSC, stay on BSC, and not try to diversify into too many platforms and spend development effort on platforms rather than on games.
Okay, that sounds interesting. So I know this is might be getting a bit too technical for our audience. But what I have seen with iGaming platforms is sometimes you simply need to get, for example, the token onto the platform, and then the interactions that happen then within your platform aren't necessarily on chain, just to prevent them from, I guess, being slow or whatever other things might need to be incorporated with the game. So am I right in thinking that your games will be on chain?
So our game will be not on chain. I think that's far too complicated to put on chain, and then would drive up the gas fees. But the actual holding of the token, whatever people decide to bet in USDT and all that will be held on chain and just as a contract between the two players. So we're not going to have a centralized omnibus wallet that you check money into and out of, and it's going to be two players will lock up their money in a contract, and they will play the game, and we will be the fair referee that says who the winner of the game is, and then when there's an unlock, the money will then go to the winner, or both again if there's a draw, whatever the case may be.
Okay, brilliant. That sounds fun. So you've got like peer-to-peer kind of betting as well going on, I assume, with that. You've got a roadmap set out already, and we have seen some of that. But for those who haven't seen it, what can we expect to see from NFT4Play at the end of quarter one?
So what we already have, we've already got the membership pool live, which is minting medals on a weekly basis. And of course, we can't distribute Foreplay tokens yet because we haven't had our TG, and that's next on the roadmap. But we're also paying out USDT through the Everyone Must Win lottery, and we haven't spoken about that, but very briefly, what we actually do with the money in the membership pool is we put 80% of it into an optimizer, and we use the other 20% as liquidity for algorithm-driven betting through a partner of our Sporting Fund Inc. And then we take the returns from those two and we distribute it back to the members through what we call the Everyone Must Win lottery. So that's live and running, and it's been running for 3 weeks. We haven't announced it yet, and you're all going to be the first to know, but I've had a busy afternoon because we are actually distributing all our airdrop and INO medals as we speak, and I think there are over 1,000 of them that we're sending out, and we're putting our minting contract live. So today we'll actually put live our minting contract so people can start building their team, and we'll start giving hints as to what to look for in the team. So that's today. Over the next 2 weeks, we're running our IDOs, and then we have our TGE on the 14th of February, 3 p.m. UTC. And shortly thereafter, by the end of Q1, we're going to drop our first game, which is going to be a penalty shootout game, and we're busy developing that as we speak. So, and then from there, of course, it moves into the full-blown soccer game, fantasy games, fantasy football, and others, and leading up to esports by end of Q3 this year.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you for that. So our community just got an exclusive there. So thank you for that juicy gossip. Can you tell us a bit more about the NFT cards? So they look really cool. Could you tell us a bit more about the mechanics? Because I know that we're going to be giving some away, hopefully, if people ask questions a bit later on, we'll be giving those to our community. Can you tell us a bit more about them and the mechanics and the value of them, etc., etc.?
Absolutely. So the playing cards are generative art cards, and where some of the attributes on the card don't influence the outcome of the game. They're cosmetic. Examples will be, for example, whether or not the player is wearing glasses, hairstyle, whatever the case may be, things like that. Others actually do influence the outcome of the game. And, for example, if for the game of football, if the player is wearing gloves, that player will be considered to be a goalkeeper. And if you get that player with gloves, you will get a boost in goalkeeping if you put that player into the goalkeeper position, and a penalty if you put them into the attack position. What we also have is we've got about 10 different uniforms, shirts, shorts, and socks, which are randomly generated on an equal basis. But what we're going to say is that if somebody can collect a team where their team is all dressed the same, then we're going to call that a professional team, and you get a professional team boost. So there'll be little things like that make the cards interestingly collectible and tradable, because it may be that I'm building a blue team and Charlie, you're building the red team, and I get a red card, which is valueless to me in a way, because I've got 10 blue players and I really want that other blue player, and I'll be happy to trade my card for a blue player that you may have and give you the red. So we're really going to create an interesting trading capability. The other thing with the cards is the cards are going to have skill points. The skills would be for the football game, for example, attack, defense, goalkeeping, stamina, and with those, when you generate your card, you assigned a random number of skill points in each area between 1 and 10. And as you go up from green to VIP, your chance of getting closer to 10 becomes easier, but it doesn't mean to say with a green card you can't get 10 in either. But what you can do then is each card can be upgraded 9 more times. And we're going to create that upgrade capability on the platform where you can build up points and build the card that you want, so that you can actually build a team of attackers, defenders, midfields, wings, and defender. You're considering all the aspects of the card as well, so that part of winning this game is building the right team that you think can win in terms of where you're putting your skill points, where you're placing your players on the field, and who you're playing against. So that's how the cards work. In summary, just one little thing that I do want to point out at this point, which is obviously when people hear this, they'll say, well, rich people can buy their way to the top and have fully skilled cards, which are all legendary, and therefore they can win. Well, there are two things. One is even green cards can be fully powered up and beat a legendary card. And the second thing is that when players play against each other, we're going to make sure that we match people of equal capability against each other. And that way, what will happen is that we won't get a few high net worth individuals dominating the field and just making it an unpleasant gaming experience for everyone else. Of course, we're going to have a area, and I don't know what to call it. Maybe it'll be the bloodbath or the arena or who knows, or Premier Division, where we're going to say we're not going to check in this division who you're playing against, and therefore go in. This is a free for all. You better believe you're strong if you're going to go into this into this competition, and I think that's how we're going to manage the balance between interesting and engaging cards and not just people who have all the money in the world dominating the field.
Okay, it's a good shout, that. So I guess, yeah, it'll promote fairer sort of play among those. So the cards that we've got today, so we've got 1 VIP card, 4 gold, and 10 silver medals. So could you tell us about, I'm guessing then the VIP card is like an exclusive one, right? Because we've only got one of those to give out. Can you tell us a bit about the value of that, or what it provides the players?
So basically, they're two kind of values. So firstly, what happens is with the skill points, it's actually quite easy to explain the skill points. With a green card, you get randomly between 1 and 10 points. With silver between 2 and 10, with gold 3 and 10, and then with VIP between 4 and 10. So your chance of getting a highly skilled card with VIP is much higher than green. That's the first thing. But also we're going to have something in the game which says, how experienced is your team? So we've got professional and experienced. And the more VIP cards you've got in the team, the more experienced you're deemed to be. So VIP cards will give a little bit of an edge compared to green cards. They're not going to guarantee a win, but they are going to give a little bit of an edge, and they are going to be expensive. So in effect, on the platform, green cards are going to sell at $5, silver at $25, gold at $50, and VIP at $100. And with Foreplay tokens, you get a 50% discount, by the way. But there is going to be VIP cards are not going to be easy to get. And in terms of the membership pool, VIP membership is expensive at $10,000, and so I don't expect many people to have many VIP cards floating around there.
Okay, lovely. Thank you for putting that into perspective for us. So that's really good. So just to wrap up my questions before I open it up to Alex, I'm sure we'll have some questions in a minute, and the audience. Just wanted to confirm that you've got in Q1, your first game that's going to be coming up is a penalty shootout. Is that right?
That's right. And then the reason we've chosen that is you don't need a full team of 11 cards plus three reserves, 14 cards to play. We want people up and running and playing quickly, and penalty shootout will only require 4 cards. And by the way, as an offer, if you get everyone's address here today, I'm happy to extend a medal giveaway to everybody who's in the group today.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. And I'm sure our community will really appreciate that. We really appreciate you even offering that. So it's going to be a difficult task collecting all those addresses, but I'm sure I'm happy to do that for the community. So thank you so much for offering. Cool. So Alex, do you have any questions before I open up the questions to the audience?
Of course. Just a couple. I'm not going to take a long time. So, Aaron, you've been speaking before, and I know that I left the call with excitement about tokenomics. So please tell us a bit more about Foreplay token utility and get the community as excited as me.
Okay, I think I heard the full question. So when it comes to tokenomics, we've put token utility at the core of this product, and the first thing that happens is you need Foreplay tokens to play the game. And not at high amounts. It's going to be a very low amount. You can use Foreplay tokens to buy more cards at a 50% discount. So that creates a use, and you will require Foreplay tokens to upgrade the card, although upgrading isn't required. So that's the first use. There's going to be a wide use case, and of course, by being a member, you're going to get a few Foreplay tokens every week, so you will be able to play for free. That's the use case for the playing of games. We of course investors will want to invest in tokens, and what we're going to do for the investors is we will have staking on the platform when we at TGE, where the investors can stake on the platform. I am going to put a hurdle on actual staking. And I haven't finalized the amount yet, but it will be somewhere at $1,000 or more worth of tokens, because I'm not trying to create a DeFi staking platform. I'm really just trying to create a gaming platform. But for people that invest in the platform, I am going to have staking so that people, the investors can get tokens. What that helps with, by the way, is it helps create that circular economy of investors will stake, they'll get Foreplay token rewards, which they can then sell to players who then use it and to play games and upgrade their cards, and it creates I think, a very nice circular economy over there.
Amazing. Truly fantastic. I mean, I love all of your answers throughout this AMA, because all of them are incredibly well thought out, and it shows your industry experience. Shaila kind of stole all my questions, so no questions from me anymore.
Oh, brilliant. That's good. I like it when I steal your questions. That means I'm getting something right. So do we have any questions from the audience? Because nobody's requested it. Oh, here we go. Okay. InioJ, I'm going to go with you first, because I know you had issues with your mic last time. There we go. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yay. Glad you could make it.
Graf, well done. I really appreciate the answer Aaron gave. My question is about the Foreplay token. Like, how can we use play the game? Like, if we want to play the game, how can we play it? Like, because I'm novice in crypto space, that I really want to know more of it, and how I can play it, where I can get it to play, because I'm still a novice in crypto space. So I don't know much in blockchain technology.
Okay, good question. So basically, everyone, all he's asking is, how can you get your hands on the tokens? And then how, I guess, can you access your website? And do you have to have much blockchain knowledge to access your games?
Yeah.
And I think most importantly, especially, where you don't have a lot of knowledge about cryptocurrencies and tokenomics. So, we very much are targeting the gaming industry, and we want it to be much wider than the existing crypto community. So, the first thing is that we will put out simple, do this, do that, and we'll even go as far as just making life simple and say the first thing you need is a MetaMask account, and go get MetaMask. And if anyone wants Trust Wallet or something else, I'm not even going to get into optioning of which one to go for. So we'll make it easy and with instructions around. The second thing is, where do you get Foreplay tokens? The best place I think to get Foreplay tokens at the moment is UpLift, because UpLift will be running an IDO shortly, and for us on their launch pad, and that will be one of the easiest ways to get a big amount of tokens at a reasonable price. You know, who knows where the price will go after TGE. And of course, if you become a member on our platform, we will, after TGE, the token generation event, TGE, after that, we'll start giving people Foreplay tokens, for a few of them just for being members as well. So head over to our platform. It's app.nft4play.com now, where we actually, and you can become a member in the membership pool for $25 in stablecoin. I think we do USDT, USDC, and DAI, and BUSD. So you can choose the currency you want, and those are the best ways to get Foreplay tokens. Post TGE and post the IDOs. You're going to have to go to the exchanges, and we will announce which exchanges to go to after the event. One little word of warning is, don't try and be smart and trade on exchanges before TGE, because we do have anti-bot software which we've put into our smart contract, and anyone who trades before the official announcement is going to be considered to be a bot. And I'm sure we're going to deal with anti-sniping bots pretty effectively as a result.
Brilliant. Thank you for that answer. So, of course, the best place to get your hands on your Foreplay tokens will be on UpLift. So please do get whitelisted. The IDO will start on the 8th of February and will run till the 13th. So the procedure will be the same as previous IDOs, with the lottery round and the open round, etc. And we've got 200,000 BUSD allocation to go round. So please do start whitelisting if you haven't already. Just going to give the mic to another audience member, Anathol. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yes, it was pronounced well. My question is regarding the lottery. Is there a set time in every week when it is drawn, or is there other mechanics? And can you please tell about the winnings, how it is chosen and stuff like that? Thank you.
With pleasure. So firstly, we don't announce exactly the set time every week, but we at the moment we're doing it weekly on a Monday. When it all stabilizes, we may actually move to monthly. So that we will explain how that works. But what we do with the lottery, just to go through it slowly again, is we take 80% of the deposits in the membership pool, and we put those straight into an optimizer, where we hope to get about a 10% return APY per annum. With the other 20%, we use that as liquidity in algorithm-driven sports betting, with some rules around that we've put in place. Just because we all know sports betting can be, you can never guarantee that you're going to get it right, even with the best algorithms in the world. And those rules are: we never bet more than 1% of the pool in any one game, and we never bet more than 5% of the pool in any one day. And the other thing that we do is we're building up an insurance pool. And we've preceded that insurance pool as well. So we bet out of the insurance pool in the first instance rather than out of the membership pool. Now, who knows what we'll get out of sports betting? Our partners promised us a healthy return, but let's say we get a 30% return per annum APY between sports betting and the optimizer. What we then do is, as we build up rewards out of that pool, that lottery pool, at the moment on a weekly basis, we take whatever we have, we take 10% of that, and we give that to one random player, where each dollar in the membership pool is a ticket. And so the more money you put into the membership pool, the more tickets you get. What we do with the other 90% is we then split that between everyone in the pool, and we look at your relative contribution in the pool. We then weight green members at 50%, silver at 75%, gold at 100%, and VIP at 200%, and we distribute the rest according to that formula on a per dollar basis that's in the pool. The white paper's actually got the formula that we use, and it's got a worked example where we assume there's $100,000 of green, silver, gold, and VIP contribution, and how that would then get split up. In effect, what we've done with the Everyone Must Win lottery is we've given everyone the chance to win a little bit of USDT all the time. And sometimes, someone's going to win a nice amount, which is the one winner. And that's just as a bonus over and up above what the real point of the membership pool was, which was to actually get cards into people's hands and Foreplay people into people's hands. The final little thing is, you can say, well, why the waiting? Well, the pool's actually also there to satisfy, I suppose, the needs of two different kinds of people. The one is just the pure player. Come in, and at $25 you can play the game and play the game very effectively and have a chance to win a nice USDT payout every now and again. But then there's somebody that's more interested in the sports betting algorithms, who really wants to be in the pool, not to play, but to get the return from the Everyone Must Win lottery. And that's what the VIP part of the pool was really built for, with silver and gold then being a mix in between. So that's how we structured the pool. That's how the lottery works. And there's one other lottery which I haven't mentioned, which is the Legendary Lottery, which is probably worth mentioning very quickly. With Legendary cards are the play to earn part of the platform, and those are limited to 10,000 in total. And what we will be doing is distributing 5% of all Foreplay tokens generated through either the sale of cards, upgrade of cards, or playing of games will be distributed to the Legendary Soccer card holders, and then those will be weighted towards cards that are played in the captaincy spot the most. So the more you play the Legendary card, the more you'll win in the Legendary Lottery for the Foreplay tokens.
Thank you for that detailed breakdown of all that information. Thank you so much for that, and very good question there, Anatole. Yeah. Thank you for your question. I will be in touch. So does anybody else have any questions? It doesn't look like we've got, I think everybody else is being shy. All the questions have been answered, or because you said you're going to give everybody NFTs anyway. They're quite happy to just sit there and take the free NFT without asking questions, which is fine. So to sum up, everything you've told us today is amazing. It's got me really excited for the project. So I know that we've got lots of sports fans in our community. We've got a global community who's very prolific and into lots of different sports. And I'm sure they'll be happy to hear that you've got partners, some secret partners that will be helping you and in terms of providing memorabilia. So that'll be exciting, especially when I read about the cricket bat signed by famous players, which will come with videos of the bat being signed, so that you know that it's definitely signed by that cricket player. And I'm sure we've got plenty of cricket fans in our audience, so that's exciting for our community, definitely. So we've learned that you and your team you're a stellar team with extensive experience in iGaming. So who better to host such a platform with such experience? So and from listening to your answers, the fact that you were able to provide the amount of detail that you're providing and all the mechanics and how it works, and the knowledge that you've imparted on us today just fills me with more confidence with the thought that's gone into this project. So it's not just a flash in the pan. It has been thought through, and you have thought about the journey of your project way beyond the IDO and the TGE. So it's not just a money grab. You're actually thinking long term about how you can cooperate with other metaverses and how you can achieve longevity in this space and grow with it. So it's all fantastic. Loads of green flags for me. So brilliant. Thank you so much for such a great AMA, and thank you for being really generous to our community and answering all of our questions. So just a reminder to our community, we have the IDO for the Foreplay token on the 8th of February, and it will start at 12 p.m. UTC. So please make sure, if you haven't, you stake your lift, and you remember you need your staking power to take part in the IDO, and you will and it will go on till February 13th. The TGE, so the tokens, will be released on the 14th of February, so on Valentine's Day, and 25% of the tokens will be unlocked at TGE, which is more than projects actually released at TGE, so it's a generous amount again. So really, really excited about this project, and I'm sure our community are too. And yeah, thank you everybody for joining, and we will have a recording for this. If you've missed, or if you want to go over any of the questions again, you'll be able to listen to that on the recording, and we should have that out within a few hours. So thank you to the community, thank you to Avron, and thank you to Alex. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your days, guys, and we'll be around. We'll be around if you want to ask any questions or any more questions about the project. So
yeah, I'm happy to hang around, and thank you very much, for hosting us here today, and some very good questions from the community as well.
Absolutely, our pleasure. Thank you for being on today's AMA. Really appreciate it, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, guys. See you next time.
Bye.